Get the comfy chair!
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so it's Comfy Chair. Now we're up to about episode 950 now. So
wow.
50 more, we'll be hitting 1,000. We'll be in the four figures. Which,
Jeez.
so, well, it's been nearly 12 years. So
Yeah,
these things
true.
happen. We are doing Comfy Chair. So we'll start with usually start as usual, which is either bad or odd. So what's yours?
Okay, now I'm going to start with this mainly because I've had a pretty good month in terms of like media I've watched.
Yeah.
So this is not bad. It's just the least of the ones I've watched.
Okay.
And that's the Chicken Run sequel, Dawn of the Nugget.
Okay, this is kind of a bit on my radar, but not one to watch.
Yeah, it popped up on Netflix. So instead of being like a breakout movie like the first one, it's a heist movie. It's a rescue. The premise being that Ginger and Rocky, the protagonists of the first one, their child has now been taken to a chicken processing factory.
Right.
And they've got to get her out.
Right.
So that's
I like the premise. I'm liking the
elevator
premise
pitch
already.
there.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah, it's all still really well animated. A few of the voices have been replaced. So instead of Mel Gibson. Yeah, it's Zachary Levi.
Okay.
So instead of Julie,
Jane
butchering
Horrocks,
this.
wasn't it? Jane Horrocks, was that right?
No, actually, a lot of the sort of tertiary characters. So the one that knits the scientist one, they've all stayed the same. It's mainly the sort of front runners that have been changed. Romesh Ranganathan is one of the rats. That's
oh, that's good. That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're with me. I'm with you.
Okay. So who else have we got? Thandie Newton replaces Julie Sawala.
Yeah, that sounds like a good change. Yeah.
We got Bella Ramsey, who was you'll probably know from Game of Thrones. She's the really angry little kid, Lyanna.
Okay, yes, I know her.
Yeah,
yes.
More recent stuff she's been in has been Last of Us. She's one of the main characters.
The cast sounds fine. Zachary Levi's got that kind of slightly deeper voice, hasn't he? So he's kind of Mel Gibson-ish. Yeah, I can sort of say that. Yeah.
And don't watch any of the trailers because it'll spoil it does spoil what's supposed to be a big twist having watched the movie. Really, it's quite fun. It's just the least of the things I've watched and played.
Yeah, it's one of them sequels no one asked for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, it's one of those.
They've been working on it since the original came out.
Would you recommend it? I mean,
at least give it a watch because even if you don't like it, it's still.
I might watch that tonight.
I
might watch it tonight. I've got nothing planned, so
there's a bit, and it's the only reference I've ever heard to the show. Do you remember that hospital sitcom, Only When I Laugh?
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, there's a bit where someone sings the opening.
Oh, awesome.
There's just sort of wandering around going, R-H-A-P-P-Y.
We're going to close the show with that. I'm going to dig that out and close the show with that from the original sitcom. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. Okay. Cool. That sounds good, actually. Yeah. It's odd from the sense of it's a sequel no one asked for, right?
Yeah, that's definitely.
There's so much, so belated compared to the usual sequel runs as well. It's one of those, isn't it? Okay. Talking of sequels, sorry, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, you're done. All right. Talking of sequels, I got round to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Okay, quite enjoyed it. There's lots to like. I'd have no real problems. It's really the end that is problematic. And I don't even mean the alien stuff, and I don't really mind
I
that.
don't see why the alien is a problem.
No, it's not a problem for me.
Like, we got
The
hard
problem
confirmation
I
of
had is
two different mythologies being right. So
Shia LaBeouf suddenly turning into the action star and sword fighting with someone who is an expert fencer, from my impression of it, and somehow doing it while straddling two cars. Yeah, that was silly. That was silly, right? But when he becomes king of the monkeys, that's too much. That is too much. That is just stupid. And really, really takes you out of the film. If it was, they'd done it different and indie, I don't even mind him being the action person. It's just those two things back to back just do not work. But otherwise, I quite like, Marion being back in it is great.
yeah,
And Mutt being her son is fine. It's just it was the monkey thing, really, that broke it for me. It broke it for me. Yeah, so it's my least favourite indie film. I still like it. I thought it was okay. I like Ray Winston in it. He's quite cool.
I like Ray Winston's just
Jim
constant betrayal.
Yeah, constant
Everyone.
double, triple, whatever it is. Is this a triple? No, it's a plain old single betrayal. Things like that. Harrison Ford was good. You know what? It's more good than bad. It's just there's some shonky CG in it. But I like the fridge protecting him from the nuclear explosion. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. It's fine. And I think
it's less ludicrous than the wrath of God, like being unleashed at the end of the first film. So
yeah, I guess. But Kate. Oh, I've forgotten her surname. The
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett is really good. She looks kind of mad in that haircut as well, and it's kind of effective. And I like it's in the 50s, so it's kind of an older indie, and he's having a bit of trouble. But you know what? There isn't an Indiana Jones film I wouldn't watch. I like them all. It's just the King of the Monkeys stuff is like, you're having it. This is stupid. The rest of it I liked. I quite like it. I think Spielberg directed this, right? And he should be ashamed of himself for that monkey stuff. It's just stupid. There were so many better ways. I mean, the bit where they're almost getting pushed off the side of a massive cliff, that's exciting. It's all great up to that point. Then the sword fighting kicks in. It's like, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can live with it if it's going to be short and it doesn't go into something else. And then it goes into King of the Monkeys. How he become Monkey God, I do not know. So, Christmas, enjoyable. Still fun. Fun.
Okay.
I think I like the most recent one better than this. So basically, my order is 1, 2. I really like Temple of Doom, so I put it second. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 is my preferred order. Raiders is just lying in the bottom. Great, it's just one of the greatest films ever made, in my opinion. But
no, Indy doesn't need to be in it, but
yeah, he doesn't. But let's not go into that. That's very Big Bang Theory of you.
Yeah, that's a whole bit. But it's been a long ongoing thing of people trying to figure out how Indy was relevant to the plot.
I still don't know how he held on to a submarine for go around half the world. Anyway,
there's also that. Okay, so my next week was kind of really a surprise, because me and my friends, we put it on as something on the background to have on as a joke, really, because we were playing a game of 40K.
Okay.
And we just needed some background noise because it's long and the games go for quite long, so you just put something on Netflix, and that was BattleBots. Which,
seriously, it was good, was it?
Yeah, it was.
BattleBots.
Yeah, BattleBots. It's it's like an American Robot Wars.
Oh, okay, TV show. Okay, yeah. Well, that Robot Wars is solid, right?
Yeah. Now this BattleBots is framed more like professional wrestling as opposed to.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
There's this current heel character who's the douche. In wrestling, the heel is the douchebag, sort of comes on, sort of shows off, tends to win a lot. to maintain their sort of superiority here. Currently, it's Tombstone whose robot hit a guy, and half of the robot stayed where it was, and the other half pinged off the wall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty mental, and there's a lot of these big announcements of crazy robots. My current favorite is one that's it's styled like a T-Rex. It's a giant T-Rex head that also shoots fire out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like pro teams are building these robots rather than the amateur stuff.
They're fully sponsored. Like,
Right.
they pop up and all the sponsors are on
So,
the
of
front.
course, they've taken it to the next. Robot Wars is happy amateurs, isn't
Yeah.
it, really, in the British version. But yeah, this sounds like my kind of thing. I might have to watch this as well.
Yeah,
So,
well, you're
you
going to
might
have
have
to
me on
hurry because
Chicken Run.
it comes off of Netflix on the 14th.
All right, so
You
I
got
might
10
watch
days.
one tonight. I might watch one tonight. There's
Yeah.
always ways, right? There's always ways. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. Okay, BattleBots. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice
and it's on Netflix, by the way.
Okay, my next one's a TV show that I have found surprisingly way better than I thought it was going to be. And I have finished season 2 of The Orville. Quite like season 1. It was okay. It was kind of not quite sure of whether it was pastiche in Star Trek or be it homage in Star Trek, but it's basically Star Trek, right? Orville season 2, but it also tackles some quite deep issues. Season 2 does not mess about. It gets into deep issues. It gets into potential invasions of the entire. I forgot what they're not called, the Federation. They're called the Union, right? The entire Union space, things like that. It tackles some quite deep issues around gender as well.
Yeah.
And time. There's a time story, classic Star Trek. Time change, timelines getting changed, things like that. You've seen it then, right? You sound like
I've
you've
seen. I can't remember where I saw her up to. I think I may have been the. Actually, I may have been in just bit 3. But yeah, yeah. So I like the series for all its like intensity. It starts off with the first episode being a protracted toilet joke.
Yeah, it does that. It does it well. I really started watching season 1 because I heard on the buzz on Facebook was, wow, season 4 of Orville is spectacular. And I thought, okay, this might be a show that grows on me. And I went through, I did watch episode 1 of season 1 ages ago and then didn't continue, but I sort of liked it, but didn't continue. Because it felt a bit like almost sub-Galaxy Quest kind of thing. But then it got better and better. But season 2 was terrific. If season 4 is the best of them, it must be spectacular because season 2 was really, really good. I can't qualify how good it was. It's the best, some of the best stuff I've seen in ages in that kind of realm. I still really like Strange. Of the most recent Star Trek, it's Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds I consider the best, though Picard season 3 is really good. Orville season 2's up there with them, I'd say. In the back, it's way better than say Discovery, and so on. But Orville season 2 is really good. Can't recommend it enough. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next thing is actually a game I've talked about previously on here. It was a while ago though, but so I've been replaying Monster Hunter World.
Okay,
which is
you
the
have
console,
talked about that.
Yeah. So basically, a couple of months back, there was a big announcement about the next Monster Hunter. Right. And Capcom have been pushing everyone come back play World, and World has seen its highest player base in years recently. So everyone's kind of playing it. So I hopped back on, and I forgot how fun it was because the more recent version, Rise, Monster Hunter Rise, was very fast paced, very quick and everything. This one is a slow, chunky game where it's all about getting the right position to hit the monster with your oversized axe or something.
You know what? This sounds a bit like a game I'm going to talk about a bit later, actually.
Okay.
So I'll talk about it when I get to that game. But yeah, so it's more strategic than action, would you say?
Well, no, it's fully an action game, but it's a lot of you got to think through things.
You got to think through your weaponry and strategy.
A decent time beforehand.
Yeah.
A lot of prepping for a lot of things is prep. So you got to to hunt one monster, you may have to hunt like a bunch of others to get the right gear so that you can hunt that one best. So
yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. PC for you, right?
No, I was playing it on PS5.
Oh yeah, you said console, right? Okay, cool.
It's on PC though, so
yeah, it's on all of them, right?
Yeah, except Switch. Rye's got the Switch. So
okay, okay. My next one is a Marvel TV show on Disney Plus. Echo. I really like Daredevil season 1 and 2. I never got to 3, though 3's meant to be really good. And the Wilson Fisk is in this. So I'm there for Wilson. What's his name? I forget. I can never say his name. The guy that plays Wilson Fisk.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, that's it. He's really good as Kingpin. And him being in the trailers. And the trailers made it look action-packed, so I was kind of on. Short run. It's only 5 episodes, and some of them are like just over half an hour. Some are more like 50 minutes. Took a long time to get going, this one. It's slightly problematic in that deliberately the lead is quite unemotional and detached, for one thing, so she doesn't emote much. She does emote eventually, but it takes a long time, so she's kind of hard to read. You don't get you don't get that invested in her because of that. Also, she doesn't speak and she's deaf, so she signs. And there were some bits where the signing kind of intruded and brought you out of what was going on. What really worked was Fisk. The guy that plays her father is really good as well. And the guy that I'm not sure if it's a grandfather, just an elder, played by a sort of Native American actor called Graham Greene, who I've seen in other things, who's really good, and he's the old grandfather. He's quite good. It just took a bit long to get going. It really didn't I mean, some of the action stuff was fine, and she hasn't got, she's kind of got special powers, but I don't think the same as in the comic, in that I think in the comic she can kind of touch people and then work out their fighting style and then adapt to it. That's her thing in Marvel comic world, I think. Yeah. But in this, she's just a really good fighter, and one of the reasons she's so close to Fisk, and we saw this in Hawkeye. It harkbacks to the Hawkeye miniseries as well. And if you haven't seen that, you can still watch this, by the way, because they recap what happened at the end of that. But basically, it's a big betrayal of Fisk, and she kind of shoots Fisk in the face. So you think Fisk's over with, but he survives. And that's how it is. And she doesn't know he's alive until a couple of episodes in, and then it all turns around because she's trying to sort of survive through this. When Wilson Fisk's on the warpath, you're in trouble, right? Good action in the first few, but it was all a bit draggy and introspective in quite a number of ways. But then Fisk turns up at the end of episode 3, and then it kicks off. And I was much more engaged, and I actually thought, I'm glad I watched it, but it took a bit of getting into. Let's put it that way. And there's also episode 1, great, Daredevil turns up, because it's a flashback of how she first really started working for Fisk, because he takes her under his wing, but she's not necessarily a fighter, but she is. Yeah. But then she actually has a face-off with Daredevil's taking out all these criminals in this room. But she can actually stand up to him. She can actually fight him 1-to-1. She doesn't win, but she's close. And Fisk is really impressed. He doesn't know exactly who Daredevil is, but he's impressed that she's the only one of his entire organisation that can stand up to this guy. So you see Charlie Cox briefly in this. That's kind of cool. And it ends really nicely. I really quite like the ending as well. I'm not sure I'd watch season 2. I might just read up on it, and if it sounds good, I'll continue. But I enjoyed it greatly in episode 4 and 5. It was a bit of a trudge getting through 1, 2, and 3, though the action was kind of cool. It's an interesting character. I could be wrong, but I think this character famously could fight almost anyone in the Marvel Universe because she could match their styles. The only one she had trouble with was Deadpool.
Okay, you're thinking of Taskmaster.
Am I? Sorry,
that's a different character.
All right, my mistake. But
I think they still have the same sort of shtick where they can.
Echo is much more grounded character, a bit like Daredevil and Punisher. in this universe. What it has inspired me to do, though, is I've decided I am going to go back and rewatch Daredevil 1 and 2 and watch for the first time Daredevil season 3. Before the new one comes out, because that's Daredevil Reborn, I think, is coming out in 2025. So I am going to go back and rewatch Daredevil season 1 and 2, probably The Punisher season 1, in preparation for the new Daredevil series. But I really liked it. Reminded me how much I liked Daredevil. I'd forgotten how good Daredevil was as a TV series. But yeah, Laqua Cox plays Maya Echo in this.
Okay.
But she's very unemotional, which kind of detaches from the character. Emotion does come through in the last few episodes where her entire family's friend. But it's also quite an interesting empowerment story. I find it kind of an interesting story, but not dramatically. It kind of... I couldn't get into it easily, but they're quite short episodes and there's only 5 of them. I think if it was a 10 episode one and I still wasn't into it by episode 3, I might have stopped. But I thought, well, I've only got 2 more. Wilson Fisk just turned up. I'm going to watch the next one. And then I was invested. I wanted to watch 5 after watching 4. Whereas the first 1, 2, and 3, I was like, I wasn't that bothered about getting to 2. I wasn't that bothered about getting to 3. But after 3, I was I wanted to watch it. Yeah, anyway, I've gone on about this way too much. But bigger, it's on Disney Plus. If you can, why not? Why not? It's only not even 3 hours in all, the whole thing. Right?
Okay. My next one's actually a board game. It's called Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. Basically, the premise is that you're doing the Jurassic Park thing. You're setting up a dinosaur zoo, but you've got to make your sort of routes through the zoo enjoyable. You got to hit as many attractions as possible. You can't hit an attraction more than once, so you got to build them in a certain order. But in order to get the resources to build, everyone rolls dice, and that sort of determines who gets what. I'm making it sound really bad, but it's mostly a positioning game where you got a grid and you got what shape different pens and attractions and like restaurants and gift shops and all sorts of stuff. What shape they are, and you got to fit them together in this sort of big grid, and you got to also work the paths between them. I'm making it sound really bad. It's really quite fun. I highly recommend
sounds
looking
right
up
to
a
me.
video on it
Sounds
because
okay
it's
to
hard to sort of put across the gameplay.
Yeah, it's a resource management and planning game, right?
Yeah, but you don't sort of keep stocks of resources. Everything gets invested into stuff. So you say a building might cost 5 gold, 5 coins.
Yeah.
You roll 3. You just put them all into that building. So next time when you roll 2, you can do it.
Oh, you can gradually. Okay. Because I'm not a fan of games where it is very luck based. But I like random dice games.
It does have a fun.
Where you're planning how makes you win kind of thing.
And it does have a fun thing where it's someone will roll all 7 dice. But then, they will pick 1 dice. The next person will pick the next dice, and it goes round until the person before the person who rolled the dice, and then it goes back.
Yeah.
So everyone gets 2 dice.
Okay.
And then there'll be a leftover one, and there'll be every sort of face has a downside. Usually, it's a dinosaur start to try and escape.
So what is it? A 2, 3, 4 player game?
Yeah, it's multiplayer. You can just sort of scale it until there's basically as many. It's the amount of dice is twice the amount of players plus 1, sort of thing. So you can just keep going up. Really.
Okay, that's good. That sounds good. Okay. My next one is a Kevin Smith film we have talked about in the podcast before. I'm working through Kevin Smith films.
Yeah, you've got Universe.
Yeah, I'm working through those, and I watched Dogma, which I think is my favourite.
That is my favourite.
Yeah, it's intelligent and it's funny and it's kind of coarse. Jay is off the hook in this. He's so disgustingly rude.
Yeah.
But I also like the whole subplot, well, not subplot, side plot, converging plot Ben Affleck and Matt Damon as the angels going back through to the portal that will end the universe if they're not careful. And I also like Jason Lee as Loki as well. I mean, it all just works. It shouldn't, but it does. It's fairly wordy as a script, but again, it totally works. And I just really like some of the sort of things they raise. I like Chris Rock as Rufus is really good. And, you know, we got the Metatron. We got Alan Rickman as the Metatron, which, again, totally works. I just think this is probably the height of Kevin Smith's films. For me, it all goes together. I quite like a lot of his films. I watched Chasing Amy before this. Really like that as well. Again, a wordy, fairly intelligent script, but Dogma really works for me. I enjoy it greatly. I just like everything about it. There isn't really a lot of the scenes are quite long, but they're never boring. There's whole scenes that don't need to be there. For example, the two angels take a diversion to the movie headquarters and confront the board and all their sins. I really like Alanis Morissette as God, actually. That always makes me laugh as well. And the sadness. I think Ben Affleck does a really good turn in this one too, because he's like goes from angry to crying, because he wants to be with God and he can't be, and things like that. And I just, some of the asides about hell make me laugh. They've got Mrs. Doubtfire. They've had Mrs. Doubtfire on loop since 19 whatever. Things like that. Really? Just makes me laugh. Dogma's really good. Yeah, that's it, really.
Okay, well, my next one is... I'll just pull up the thing. So, so my next one is actually an audiobook I've been listening to. It's The Ongoing Adventures of Gotrek and Felix. This is the fifth book in their series. It's called Beast Slayer. And the premise of this one is that a couple of books ago, a giant army of demon knights was discovered going towards the sort of human realms.
Yeah. And
Gotrek and Felix have gone to the main city before that's like the first one that they'll hit. Because they figure out it's gonna be a big ass siege no matter what. So Gotrek, who, if people remember, he is like culturally like destined to die. He is like taking an oath that he will die fighting the biggest, most dangerous thing, and he's terrible at this because he always kills them. So
so he never gets his prophecy.
No, he's either the best or the worst slayer, depending on how you define it. So this is basically various schemes and shenanigans that these like demon knight worshipper guys they start trying to do to break into the city of Prague, which has its own problems already. It's got the Duke is called the leader of the city. The Duke is nicknamed the Mad Duke just because of how weird he is. So that's always a fun start. But we get various like cults and like just all out fights. Most fights tend to be quite short because Gotrek is just that good at killing stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Continuation of the Gotrek and Felix series. Highly recommend it.
So it's on Audible. Is it Audible?
I got it on Audible.
Okay, cool. All right then. My next one's a bit grim. But it's a horror film that I've kind of swerved for the longest time because I've heard how grim it is, and I watched it, and it was pretty grim. But I'm kind of glad I watched it. It was some quite good talent involved, and it's called Henry: Portrait of a Serial Killer. It's Michael Rooker in one of his first sort of major roles. I mean, this is a small indie film, I think. But essentially, it's showing you the activities of a serial killer and another man who kind of goes along with him called Otis. And it's almost a documentarian style. It is a documentarian style, so it looks very realistic. So it's kind of grim from that point of view. And you kind of hear about how he works. He kind of, because he's explaining to his new sidekick Otis how he goes about this. He says, what you got to do is when you kill, you never use the same method twice, because the cops like patterns. And if you do, if you shoot one guy and strangle another and stab another, in different towns, they don't never put them together. Why he's doing the killing, you don't know. You find a bit about his backstory, that he wasn't raised very well. You know, his mother, I think, was a prostitute and forced him to watch while she had sex with men. That's the kind of, and it's based on a true serial killer. This is. So that kind of is his background as well. And it's kind of a quite grim. Michael Rooker is really good in this. Really good. And you kind of seen these very dysfunctional people doing these really horrible things, but in a what the hell's going to happen next kind of way. So it's quite good. I watched it as part of Joe Bob Briggs has this Last Driving show. So he breaks up films and explains some of the background. He interviews people involved. He interviewed the director in this, for example. So it was probably easier to watch than just sitting through the whole film front to back, because every half an hour or so Joe Bob would have a break and he'd like give you some backgrounds, which made it really interesting. Joe Bob's both interesting and funny, right? So I don't know if you know Joe Bob Briggs, but he's an intelligent guy basically doing a redneck. He's kind of a character kind of thing, and it's really, really fun and good to watch. I've seen quite a lot of his shows, and they're really good. They're really worth watching. But this, I felt, was probably the best way to approach this film, frankly, because it is kind of grim. It's kind of bloody, but not that graphic, but graphic enough. Otis is a worse human being than he is. But it's like when they go into a place and you think, oh, this isn't going to... They go into a fence, you know, a bloke selling knocked off stuff because they want a new TV and they've only got $50. And this bloke starts haranguing them. And I'm thinking, oh, God, man, do not hassle these guys. Because in the end, Henry basically smashes the TV over his head. So his head is in the TV, right? And then he says to Otis, plug it in. Things like that, right? And then it's interesting because also it's almost like a how-to film for serial killers as well. Because at one point, Otis puts his hand, he's talking to a drug dealer to get some marijuana or something. He puts his hand on the guy's knee and the guy starts saying, well, you know, calling him all sorts of names. And then he goes back and he tells Henry, he goes, he just started shouting at me for no reason. He goes, I want to kill him. And Henry's like, no, you never kill anyone you've been seen with. That is another golden rule. That way you can never get caught. Things like that. So Michael Rooker, really good. There was also, I saw recently in Mallrats. You know, he's the dad in Mallrats. He shaved his head for that. He's the dad who's created the TV show in Mallrats and trying to break up his daughter and a boyfriend's relationship because he hates him. So, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. Hell of a film. Hell of a horror film. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, well, my next one is a video game called Palworld. Now, this is a survival game, so it's a lot of like chopping down trees, build a base, survive in it. But it's also got elements of Pokemon. So you can catch the monsters and train them up, level them up, do some new moves. And you can also put them to work doing all the jobs that you don't want to do, chopping down trees, or building plantations, that sort of thing. Oh, the trailers for this are funny because it starts off all whimsical and then there's a little cartoon monkey holding an AK-47.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen this advertised heavily on Steam, so I was kind of aware of it as a game.
It's very odd and funny to play because it's just like, oh wow, they're really you try and make jokes, but then the game has already made the joke for you. Right. Like the farming bit, you put the pals, as they're called, on, is just called the plantation. Like, these are slaves. You're raising slaves. You've got animals doing this stuff. It's weirdly horrible, but it's also a moderately okay factory simulator at the end of it. So
okay, that sounds good. What are you playing that on?
PC.
PC, yeah. Well, I saw it on Steam, but it's probably on others, right? But
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
So, Steam is PC, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder if it plays on the Steam Deck. I might have a look at that. Yeah. Okay, cool. My next one is a video game too, and this is one I was talking about that sounds a bit like the Monster Hunter world you were talking about. It's called Hunt Showdown. This one is set in the Old West, so it's, you know, old-fashioned revolvers and things like that. bows and arrows and all sorts. Basically, it's an extraction looter shooter. So it's
this is the PvPvE one.
Yeah. But in this one, some of the PvPvE stuff I've played is a bit unbalanced. It's basically allows people to be dicks to each other. This is slightly different because it's a smaller map, but it's still a biggish map, and there's 3 different maps, but basically they're the bayous or the Old West, and there's different weather conditions, different times of day, things like that. And essentially, when you go in, there's only 12 players on the map, and you can go in as teams of 3 or 2. You can also go in solo, which is how I play, and you get bonuses for playing solo because you're all alone. And it's more a stealth-based game than a fighting game when you're playing solo, definitely.
Yeah.
So the premise is, and I think you'll like the sound of this, basically you can hunt for monsters, right?
Yeah, it's monster hunting, but other people are also hunting the monsters.
And can kill you and take the bonus, the bounty for the monsters, right? So basically you go into an area and there's 1 or 2 monsters, and sometimes there's 1 monster, but there's a hidden second monster. And you're essentially looking for these glowing lights. You can use a certain vision to see around the map, and you approach these big blue lights, and then you open these like little rifts, and they basically cut off part of the map. So say, well, the monster's not in this bit of the map. Okay. So you can then move into the areas where the monster is. And basically, you do that 3 times, and it tells you exactly where the monster is. You still got to go in that building and fight a bloody monster, and it could be a giant spider. They're big, beastly things. As well. Oh, and I should have mentioned, there's zombies, and different types of zombies roaming around. And you can choose to be noisy by shooting them with revolvers, or you can choose to be stealthy by using a knife or a bow and arrow, or there's even silenced pistols. There's a few basic silenced pistols, so you can go in almost John Wick-like in the Old West with a silenced pistol. And the silenced pistols are not silent, I have to say. You can hear them if you're nearby. But what they are is diffuse, so you can't quite work out where the sound's coming from. So there is a benefit to the silencer. Really good game, really enjoying it. I quite like playing solo. I've tried the different modes, and I usually end up with people that not great or not very good team players. I think if you knew who you were going in with and you had Discord on, and things like that, it'd be a lot more fun. But the big thing about this game is the sound design is excellent, really good. So you have to use your ears, and the vision's quite low a lot of the time, so you're using your ears to listen out for people's footsteps. Also, the whole environment is sound driven in that you stumble into a wrong area, a flock of crows will fly into the air, cawing really loudly, and the direction they fly indicates where you are. So they always fly away from you, right? So if you're one side of them, then the hunter will know where you are. There's also horses lying down, but they kind of whinny. There's dogs. There's hounds that attack you. There's all different types. There's all sorts of things going on in the environment that can hassle you. But there's quite good bonuses for solo people. You get definite benefits of being solo that helps you stay stealthy. So it's good. And each game's 20 minutes, maybe less. You can make them almost as long or short as you like. But as soon as all the bounties are gone, because what happens is each monster has 2 bounties, right? So basically there's a maximum of 4 bounties on a map, but sometimes there's only 2. And because I know other solos are playing, often you see a monster downed, and by the way, when you get the monster, everyone on the map knows where you are, but you get a special benefit of 5 seconds long of being able to see any hunters nearby. But only for 5 seconds. But you can break it up, so you can do half a second, quickly look around, turn it off again. So you kind of know who's trying to get to you, and you know where you got to get out, and everyone knows on the map where you are. That's much more general. It's just a vague light where you are. So they don't know exactly where you are, but they know roughly where you are. But whereas you know exactly where they are, and you've got to basically run out the map, get to a leaving point, and then there's a very, very slow feeling 30-second countdown before you leave. So you got to protect yourself. You got to try and not get shot and stuff like that. It's kind of tense and stealthy and exciting. I really like it. Really good game. Got it on Steam sale before Black Friday for 25 quid. It usually sells for 50, and it's been 50 for years. It's one of those games that never really gets cheap because it's so good, right? And it's got its own little community that's quite good too. Yeah, really, Really big recommend. I think it's only on PC, but I could be. Oh no, consoles. It's on consoles too. Really big recommend for me. Really enjoyed this.
Okay.
Back to you.
Yeah. So my last thing is so I finally got round to watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah, this is a really, really good film.
Really, doesn't go where you think it would go.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So going by the trails, I kind of figured it was going to be rocket heavy, but I kind of figured they'd lean more into, the whole Peter Quill is kind of like a demigod thing.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a lot of him in distress in the trailers. And in the film, that's not the case. Should we just say spoilers on for this?
Yeah, let's put the spoilers on. Yeah, this is best watched without knowing what's going to happen. So, and this is, by the way, this is the last thing we're doing on this episode. So
this is the last part.
Yeah, you can go watch it and come back, but you don't have to skip forward. You can just stop the episode here if you don't want to be spoiled for this. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Give them about 10 seconds before they for that. So yeah. Okay, spoilers now live. Wow, this is a very, very heavy film.
Yeah, when you said rocket heavy, it is heavy in the sense of a lot of rocket, but it's quite intense and upsetting in a way, right?
Like I think Peter actually put out a thing that's like, this is the most accurate animal testing film. So, which I mean, rocket is torture. Yeah. We're watching kind of torture. We're watching small animals get tortured.
Yeah.
So Rocket. The premise is that following the events of the second film, the Sovereign, who are the Gold people, sent someone to attack the Guardians in their new base on Nowhere.
Yeah.
And the guy really badly wounds Rocket, who, when they try to slap a healing thing on him, they realize they can't because his organs are copyrighted, and they'll blow up if they get tampered.
So that leads the whole story, doesn't it?
Which I do find it odd. They've been going for this many years, and Rocket's never taken an injury that required a major healing. But hey, I guess that speaks to Rocket's skill. So this is Rocket spends most of the film actually unconscious and flashing back to his youth.
Comatose, isn't it?
Yeah. Flashing back to his youth as he was changed from a raccoon into what he is now by the High Evolutionary on Counter-Earth. And we get some of his sweet little friends, which, I saw them, and I knew it's these guys are going to die. These guys are going to die horribly.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah, it's... I have to say, I was really impressed with the content being so heavy without being dissonant with what we've seen before and the whole universe. It totally worked. And really, it was completely different kind of film in many respects to the other two.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like a completely different film. I think in the end it was redemptive, right? So, but you didn't feel like, this is horrible. I can't watch this. It didn't feel like that, did it? You wanted to know what happened with Rocket. Bradley Cooper sold it, essentially, right?
Bradley Cooper as grown Rocket and Sean Gunn as young Rocket.
Yeah. Really, really good. Really good film. I really enjoyed this one. I think I like it better than 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I still really like the first one. The first one was
I'd actually
so
say
good.
they just increase. They get better as you go on.
Do you like 2 better than 1, for example?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like 1. I think 1's one of those lightning in a bottle films because it could have gone badly wrong and it just didn't. It totally worked. And I really like it for that. But 3 is a step up. I was surprised because didn't this go straight to streaming?
No, this got a cinema release.
Oh, did it? Okay. Yeah, really good. Really
it's
good.
One of the few that did that and also did a streaming release and made money. So
Yeah, that's a good thing. That is good.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you should they should stream films at a premium. I accept that as soon as possible, because if you don't want to go to the cinema, it's kind of, with COVID, people are a bit wary now going to cinemas. I still go, but you have to kind of pick your films, don't you?
So we got the usual sort of roster. We got Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel. We've got now adding Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, who's
I liked him. He was good.
From what I gather, actually like one of the main Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics.
Is he?
Yeah, like he's one of the main characters from that, and it's like quite a big character in the comics. But in this, he's kind of like a punchline joke character because he's not
constantly bemused and confused, right?
He's easily intrigued, and like he's a child basically. He's got a childlike mentality to a lot of things. So, for example, when someone asks him to, like, what is it? He gets asked to like intimidate someone. He's like, show him what you can do, and he just kills the guy. And it's like,
I don't remember.
Why did you do that? It's like, well, what else do I do?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think it's a great series. It's just a fun series. I like Michael Rooker's. He's not so. There's a bit of a cameo in Free, isn't
he?
He
has a nice little cameo.
Yeah. Because the other guy's learning how to do the whistle. Yeah, Kraglin.
He figures it out, and it's like it's just kind of a vibe. You gotta hit him. And then Cosmo. I liked Cosmo.
Yeah,
the dog. Just constantly complaining about how, like, did you hear him, Nebula? He called me a bad dog.
It's disgusted. Yeah, I could film this. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. It has so much potential as well to just continue on its own, separate from the rest of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad that then they don't seem to be.
No,
there is a Guardians team.
Because James Gunn,
most of them have left.
Yeah, James Gunn's gone to DC now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's heading up DC.
So that'll be that. Yeah, but that's a good thing. They might actually bring some fun back.
Yeah,
that'd be nice, right? So that.
God, I'd hope that there's an optimistic Superman movie. God,
that would be nice. That would be nice. All right, well, we've still got the old ones, I guess. All right, then. Okay, I think that one's out there, then. Right, so that's our comfy chair for January. Yeah. All right, then. So next time, I think we've got Hammer on the cards. But until then, bye from me.
Bye.
M-H-A-P-P-Y M-H-A-P-P-Y I know I am, I'm sure I am. M-H-A-P-P-Y
I know I am, I'm sure I am. He's H-A-P-P-Y